Mike Arlett, and there's Don here, his wife. Mike's done a lot for the program, and I really appreciate it. We want to present him with the 8-year award.
Oh yeah! I'd like to thank Kevin for all the time he spends with the kids. Years ago it was on his own time, now it's pretty much during class time. But they look up to him, he does a fabulous job. I've had 2 kids go through the class for years. I enjoy coming up here, made a good friend. And you know, I'll be back, I'm not done yet, so I'll be back and help you out. So thank you very much.
Alright, so Kurt and Russ were his 2 boys that have been through the program. I'd like to bring up legend Donnie Smith. If you could come up here, please. Donnie is one of the guys, like I said, when I first started doing this, he was on board immediately, no questions asked. And when I needed something, I'd call Donnie and no problem, Kevin. Call me back an hour later and it would be done. So I want to thank Donnie for all his support. Okay, and now some local support. We have Paul Davidson and the Viking chapter, the Antique Motorcycle Club. Paul, are you back there still? Any of those guys? I'm a member of the chapter as well, and Paul and the rest of the members have really welcomed me with open arms and helped out in a lot of ways. To show, we always have spots to put bikes on display with them. I also have a special guest who graced us with his presence last year as well. I'm real excited he was able to come back. Ed McGee. He's a big dog at Harley Davidson here. This guy here. No, Ed, I met Ed with the Sugar Bear presentation at the Harley Museum. Was it 2 winters ago now? Bear invited me up to be there as a special guest, and I was sitting up front with Willie G and everybody. And when Bear's presented, he talked about how he donated a front end and maybe needed a motor for this build. And he kind of looked over at Willie G and said, "I wonder if we could get a motor." And Willie looked at me, gave me a thumbs up, and immediately said, pointed to this guy. And Ed came up, found me immediately, gave me his card, said, "You can get a hold of me, and we're going to do this." And we were fortunate enough to get 2 motors donated and a transmission. One motor in Chinese in the Sugar Bear build that you see out there. I did do a burnout on it a little while ago. So nice. And they were nice enough to actually have me come down to the factory, the plant, and build a motor with the guys on the assembly line. My wife came with, and we got some good pictures. So that was a cool experience. It would have been nice to bring up the whole class down there even, but it's crazy down there.
You got my card, right?
That's right. So anyway, I wanted to have Ed here say a few things. I appreciate everything you've done for us, Ed.
Well, a good story has a way of being told and retold and retold, and Kevin is a good story. And it was interesting. Sugar Bear was at the museum doing a series called Untold Stories, and he said, "I'll never forget this." He goes, "Yeah, I'd love to spend a night in the museum, the Harley Davidson Museum." And he kind of pauses. He goes, "With a torch." So,
all right, some of you now that have been here last year remember hearing about the donation of the CNC mill. It's in the back of the room now to the left of the garage door. We got that in place. We're starting to learn it. And I want to invite Mike up from First Technologies. He's a friend now that's been coming in. He's been donating his time to help work on networking the Mastercam with the CNC mill, so that if you see all the signs up on the wall, those are all done by the students on the Mastercam, and we use the plasma cutter. Now we're going to be able to do some 3-dimensional parts, create parts for the choppers. And Mike here is going to be really help me get trained in, and he's going to be working with us and the kids to do a little bit to get this stuff going full steam. So I appreciate that.
I get the fun job of training you.
Yeah, that's my teacher right here. All right, another real exciting piece of the chopper class puzzle that came on this year. If you notice, we're doing a bike. It's on the lift. It's got a Drag Specialties sign hanging on it, and we've got some Drag Specialties banners coming around the shop now. This last year at the V-Twin Expo in Cincinnati, I was a part of the panel with Michael Lichter, and I talked about the program. And afterwards, I had gotten contacted from some Drag Specialties people about us building a cover bike for They're new. They do a fat book. There's always a cover bike built for the fat book, and they just started now. This year. It's called the Old Book, which is going to specialize in knucklehead, panhead, ironhead sportsers, shovelheads, and they saw what kind of style we've been building our bikes around and the kind of flavor that we like to build on, and they hired us on, brought us on as a partner to build next year's cover book bike. So the 2011 catalog, which will goes Germany and worldwide, correct?
Yeah.
We'll have our bike on the cover, and then in the front page they'll have a little bio on us with a group picture and talk about what we use for parts and who we are. So that's going to really help open a lot of doors, I think, for this program on a worldwide level. You know, and it's growing so fast. I think this will really help. So I'm excited about that. So I want to introduce a special guest who came in for the open house, Tom Motzko. If he's here, this is the man who really he's behind all the parts we've been getting and put all of his faith in me and the kids to do this. So I'm really honored to be part of this race. All right, our Sugar Bear build bike has a frame that was built by a local friend. Talented fabricator Chad Pearson is here. Pearson Customs. Chad, are you still here or did he go riding? Come on up, Chad. He's got the front end that's on the sucker punch build on the ground there. He did the frame on that. And Chad's been helping out, donating, and doing a lot of good stuff for us. So I want to thank Chad and give you a chance to just thanks. I'd also like to thank, is Brent still there? Sprockets Custom Paint. Brett's been painting. He painted the Sucker Punch bike. He painted the 47 Knucklehead, the black one of mine, and he's going to be working on helping us finish paint that one this year. Also, another painter, TJ. Is Tracy here? TJ Customs. Tracy's going to be painting the first bike on the lift here for next year. So I want to thank you for your support. Tracy's an alumni of Kennedy, so he's been bugging me for years to get one of the bikes to paint. So finally, we were able to have enough going on to get him in. Normally our paint was always done by Herring Customs, Don Herring. Wasn't able to come today, but one of the reasons why I stuck with Don for so long is he was the first guy that stepped up before him. Nobody knew who I was, so yeah, we'll paint this bike for free. So I kind of keep him always because he still wants to be involved. I don't want to turn my back on him, but what's nice now that we do have this growing is I want to bring in some of the other talented painters because there's a lot of good talented people in this area, and I like to bring them all in and get them exposure as well. So I'm excited to have those guys on board. It's good to have the local friends, you know, and talent involved. So thank you for all that. It's awesome. Of course, now I want to thank my wife, Amy, for allowing me to spend all the time. Everybody that came and is here, it's just exciting for me. You know, it's an honor that you all believe in what I'm doing and believe in the kids and want to keep this going. And also, this year in Sturgis, there's a bike build going to go on stage at the Broken Spoke. And if anybody knows Vagabond Choppers, Chopper Chicky, her name is Athena, she's going to be building a bike on stage at the Broken Spoke using girls from the high school classes that are doing these. And unfortunately, I didn't have a girl that was able to go, so we gave our spot up to another school that's going to bring 2 girls. But they're going to build this bike on stage, and then they're raffling it off, and the proceeds are going to get split up between this program and 2 other high school programs that are doing bikes. So that's it. Well, thanks again. Appreciate it. And feel free to look around and ask me questions.
All right, that was the Kennedy High School Chopper Project Open House. Thanks for checking it out. That's what you missed, but don't worry, they'll do it again next year. Got one more shout out we want to get to. Kevin did mention him in the program, but the way the video footage ended up, I just couldn't edit it in because Kevin had all the lights down when he was in the middle of doing it. There's a guy that was a former student of Kevin's who has gone on to start his own website building and hosting business. That's Preston Dvorak of Dvorak Designs. He's the one that takes care of the Kennedy High School Chopper Project website. So check that out at kennedychopperclass.com. Thanks, Preston. I know they appreciate everything that you do for them. Get on there and buy one of their t-shirts. Chopping for Our Future. Available in both short sleeve and a long sleeve. Do the right thing, buy one of each. Or you can also check out their former builds and whatever projects they have going on there. You can either go to them directly or a link from us, wildwheels.webs.com. Either way, get on, check them out, give them some support. Contact Mr. Bass if you would like to get involved, or if you would like to get involved in your school district, see if there's anything out there. If there's nothing out there, Kevin can certainly point you in the right direction for getting something started. So check them out, and thanks for checking us out. Bye.